Tonight's the night for football, everybody. The bright lights are on, the stage is set, and the crowd is ready. It's Monday Night Primetime on EA Sports. As the work week kicks off tonight, another week of football comes to an end with a Monday Night Primetime contest between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Everyone's still celebrating the return of regular season football, and we're away in week 2. As this at the 6. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. Offense out now to get us started. It's 1st and 10. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he gets him about 3 yards here on the game's first offensive snap.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Now here's Keaton Mitchell with the run. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. 4 yards on the pickup. That's going to leave him with 3rd and 3.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And that one's too far in front of them, so now they're facing 4th down. Possibly an early indicator of where they're going to want to go when they want important yards, Brock. Didn't need that much on 3rd down, but they chose to throw for it instead of run it.
Yeah, one of the things about that down and distance is you typically get man-to-man coverage. So I don't mind that call, being aggressive, but you got to find a way to execute.
And this one skips out of bounds and will be marked inside the 30.
Their own 27-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10. And the first carry here for Ashton Jeanty. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Back to Jeanty. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought down on the effort by Derwin James.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. His first throw is an interception. Picked off by Junior Colson. Well, for their sake, partner, I sure hope the rest of their pass attempts this game go a whole lot better than that, because it is pretty clear this defense came to play.
And I can promise you this, Kate, nowhere on that opening script does the word interception ever appear. You never want to see an INT. Now they're going to have to flush it. That's the key here for this quarterback in the offense. Got to flush that mistake and press on ahead.
Has him on a quick hitter. Not a lot available to him. It's to the 38. Jeremy Chin there on the stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Herbert from the gun. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. That'd be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
Last pass unsuccessful. Let's see what they do on third down. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. It's everything he has under this one. And this is going to be good for a Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Len McConkey with a touchdown. Dicker tacks on the extra point. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Return coming from the 6. Good work so far. He's got room. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Shaking off the pick quickly. He's going to throw. He puts some juice on a deep throw. This is caught inside the 15. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset. It's like you always say, right back to work for him, getting the drive moving like that turnover never happened.
And they weren't going to shy away from letting him do his thing, throwing the football. Mistakes happen in this league and in this game, and you never want to punish a quarterback for making a mistake. You want to see him continue to produce.
Here's Genty. And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a gain down to the 1. 6 yards from there. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Take off.
Genty again. And he's in this time. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders cut it to a lower point on the scoreboard. Made the right read on the RPO inside the red zone, Brock, and things worked out.
And you know what is so key about these RPOs? It's that mesh point. It's the details right there. Not immediately giving any indication of what they were going to do, and it created, Kate, the slightest of hesitations for the defense, and that slightest opportunity is all he needed to hit the end zone.
Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Returning it from the 4. He's got a lane up past the 30. Has a hole left, room to run. Touchdown! He takes the kick all the way back for 6. Well, when it's set up perfectly, Brock, and you get an exciting return man back there fielding it, wow, there are not many plays in football more exciting than taking a kick back for 6.
Find those blockers, follow those blockers, and then step on the gas. So simple for me to describe, yet so tough to execute on the field.
After watching one kick get taken back, partner, let's see how well they can replicate it as this one's away. Trey Tucker to return it. Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
First play is going to be a give to Genty. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
That's the kind of yardage it's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now 2nd down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Takes the handoff. Now to throw. On target to Thornton. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. Good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down. Give him 13 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a first down. Back to throw now. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands, but he dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up. All right, still 10 to go here after they almost had an interception on 1st down. Again to throw on 2nd. It's a screen play to Genty. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
We're through one on Monday Night Primetime. It's a 14-7 game. We'll return to Allegiant Stadium right after this.
Ready, set.
Time now for the second quarter. Raiders in possession. They're looking at 3rd and 6 here.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Hut, hut.
3rd and long. They're going to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
That one really stings, Kate, because you want to convert there and not only keep this drive going for points, because now you're giving your opponent a chance to go pad that lead before halftime. That's a no-no.
And this will stick him back a ways. That punt hits and jumps out of bounds near the 14.
At their own 14-yard line.
LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
380. Delta, stop.
They'll run here with Amari on Hampton. Hit right at the line, and that is where he is stopped. So no gain on 1st down. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11.
Hey, Ram. Hey, Delta, to Hunt. Go.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. He finds the rookie from Mississippi State. Complete. It's a race down the right side. And finally they get to him and send him out as this gets all the way into enemy territory. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
Set.
Back to throw. Here's Herbert. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. Not a lot available to him. It's to the 38. Brought down by Quay Walker.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, when one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Here's Herbert. Short pass brought in. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
21. Set. 380.
Shotgun give to Hampton. He surges ahead for 5. Make it 2nd down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, it will really break the backs of the defense.
1st down run gets him 6. So now it is 2nd and 4. Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 13-point lead. Well, Brock, you found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. His return starts at the 5. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense is set. 1st and 10.
Let's go now.
Off the play fake, he'll throw. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. Well, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. And again, it's going to hit the ground, incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions. It made this 3rd down.
Kid, I'm just kind of laughing because I could feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right, timed up right, and it certainly wasn't.
And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And he put everything he's got behind it. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on 1st down, but just couldn't make the connection.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
This is Genty on 2nd. He started to get through the lane before it closed. 3 yards there. Stopped by Dayon Henley.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
They'll air it out on 3rd. And the Chargers get home, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down. Clock is ticked down. We've reached our 2-minute warning. More from Allegiant Stadium coming up. Here comes A.J. Cole back to the field for a punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
First call here coming from the shotgun. Here's Hampton to open the drive. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on 2nd down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
At the 17-yard line.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Herbert now. And that one's complete. Amari on Hampton. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. Gonna let this one fly deep downfield. Cut near the goal line. That is an LA touchdown. The Chargers boat racing them to the halftime locker room. Dicker on now for the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers stretch their lead to 21.
Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Fielded at the 7. And he's walloped just as he gets across the 25. What a hit. He's down shy of the 30. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Here we go, shot.
Quick throw, right side, complete to start this drive. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
There's no question, Kate, that the big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it gets good coverage, contested catches.
Pressure's there, and the Chargers got him. Timeout call by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
This is Cox. That's Bowers working downfield. And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Here's 1st and 10 from the 47.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
He's dropping back to throw. He put everything he had into this one. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down.
With each incompletion, each turnover, each sack, you can almost just feel this offense's frustration. Really imperative, this quarterback, stay positive. Just keep chopping away.
2nd and 10, and they'll stick to the air. Dumps it off to his running back. Down the sideline into the red zone. He's out of bounds on a gain that takes him into the red zone, Brock, inside the 15. It's a full 40 yards on the play, Brock, and a new set of downs. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. And he brings it in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders chop some of the lead off before the half. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Brock. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
The Raiders kicking team is out there, and they'll boot this away. Here's a return from the 7. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. Beginning a new drive here, but just 16 seconds to go before halftime. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Incomplete pass, and we're down to 12 seconds remaining. Unable to connect with his running back. So it's 2nd down coming up.
As a quarterback, you love when that screen pass is called. At least I used to. And you want to attract that defense and all those guys coming after you. But you also got to find the throwing lane. And you couldn't do it on that one.
Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Return starts at the 9. He's got a lane up past the 30. Great vision, gets him across midfield. A field flipping effort there as he's brought down on the opposite side of the 50.
We don't always know what's said there at halftime, Kate, in the locker room. Some of the adjustments offensively and defensively, but I can assure you the special teams coach pulled his kick return team aside and said, listen, we have a chance here down double.
Up to the races, middle of the field. He does it, touchdown. The Raiders cut into the lead coming out of halftime.
And that right there is why you continue to feed a running back. Definitely the most we've seen him do with any touch this game, and that is exactly what the doctor ordered.
That one right down the middle. And the Raiders chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Fielded at the 7. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. The play fake. Now Herbert to throw. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
2nd and 10 now from the 32 after the incompletion. Back to the air, Herbert. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Just cannot afford right here, Kate, to go 3 and out. Not when you watched your counterpart score a touchdown. Cling to that lead and find a way to convert this 3rd down. It's a big one. And cut off some of the mojo from the other side.
On 3rd down, Herbert. And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Kate, as a quarterback, that is so rough. Incomplete, incomplete, incomplete. You're going to go to the sidelines, you're going to look at that tablet, and you're going to try to figure out how in the heck do we turn this around.
And he's going to set him up with a pretty short field here, Brock, after getting a big chunk on that return.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at the Chargers' 31-yard line.
New set of downs for him from the 31. It's an option right that begins this drive. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
The Chargers get home, and they drop him. And for the 2nd straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Not an enviable spot as they come up 3rd and long. 3rd and long for him here. Dump off caught by his back. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and more importantly, to stop it. A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. This makes it up to the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10.
59.
Herbert. A quick slant. Here's McConkey. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
It's Hampton on 2nd. Continuing to move past the 45. And now he's going to head out of bounds after a nice gain. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Okay, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course, but you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone in the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers a 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
On it, and he nearly picked it. Oh, couldn't hang on in the end. The offense caught lucky on a risky throw there. It's 2nd down.
That was it. That was their chance to escape this series. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points, and that was their ticket off the field. Unfortunately, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Caught out left. gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one, and that's going to be good for an LA first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
First and 10, Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that sack drives him in the wrong direction, partner, ahead of this second down.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do get home that sack.
Things already looking a good bit tougher here. It is 2nd and 17 after the sack.
Let's go, let's go.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now lead by 10. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here. But his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Returning it from the 4. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20.
At their own 21-yard line.
Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10. Hand off to Genty. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it. And we'll move to the next.
Another give here to Genty. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Elijah Molden.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
On 3rd down, Genty escapes the defender. And they're able to haul him down, and that's going to wrap up this 3rd quarter. All right, we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Primetime. It's Raiders football, and they'll need to get to work. They're trailing here late. First and 10 now from the 46. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Looking right, and he finds him. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, and there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3.
Gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. It's complete. This is Bowers. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Look up contested catch in the football dictionary, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't critique the defense there. They're the hip pocket of that tight end. But these contested catches, these tight ends that can separate with their hands, utilize their body, even when you're covered, you're not.
And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And they're fourth sack of the game right there brings up second down.
Just an incredible effort out of him today. And the type of performance, frankly, that elevates the energy level of all 10 guys around him. What a game he's got going.
He's in trouble and gets brought down again. And hopefully they'll have some better blocking on the next play because that was not good. Brings up third down.
All right, I'm to the point of the game, Kate. Now, we got to get the ball out of our hands. He is just taking a beating all game long. And on this drive, yet again, find a way to protect, find a way to run, and get the ball out of his hands.
Here he goes, third and long. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. And the Chargers will take over as he records his first interception of our season.
Well, obviously not the cleanest game without 2 interceptions, but here's the key. This is where mental toughness for a quarterback becomes so critical. And frankly, why some of the best QBs playing today have baseball in their background, because you flush your mistakes. Okay, you strike out, you throw an interception, but you got to go get it in that next series. Got to put these interceptions behind and press forward ahead.
Hampton gets the handoff. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, really create some indecision now defensively.
Draw play here, Hampton. And this is going backwards. The defense all over that draw, and they're going to lose yards. Third down coming up.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Now as the play clock got down to 5, a timeout comes in. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Back to Hampton. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
It's a gain of 10. First down, Los Angeles.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Chargers moments away from a 2-0 start. And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
The one thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. Running it with Hampton. And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Again, it's Hampton. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. 1 yard on the play, and now they've got 4th down and 6.
It's 4th down.
The lead looks safe, but the pedal's staying down. They're going for this. So the Chargers take this one on the road. And they can be proud of their exploits on the road and overall so far this season as they improve to 2-0.